everyone, my name is Sarah. I am the owner and creator of Unbeweavable Fibers. If you are watching this video, it's because you have decided to take a weaving class with me. I have filmed a short instructional video on how to warp your loom. I do ask that you go ahead and give this a try prior to class. That will just save us time and allow us to go into further techniques. So go ahead and give that a watch through for me. Give it a try. If you have any questions or concerns, just save those. Don't feel too much pressure to get this completed or have it be perfect, because we will also go over it a little bit in the beginning of class. It should look something like this. It should have a good amount of bounce, and you're going to want to have even number of warp, all of which I will address in the video. So just give it a go, and I look forward to teaching you more. All right, so if you've opened up your box, I'm sure you have guessed that this is your frame loom. You are going to take card number 1, titled Warp Yarn. I'm using the exact same yarn, but from my cone. So it's going to be very durable cotton. You can yank on it, you can leave it in the rain, you can use it to build forts, make blankets. Really, there's no limits. So this is what we're using because we're gonna be yanking on it pretty hard and we don't want anything to break. So go ahead and untuck your tail, and I'm going to be starting from the left side of the loom. You're going to take that tail and we're going to tie a double knot or triple knot or any knot that you know that is super strong and isn't going to go anywhere. I trust you. Just give it a nice tug because we definitely don't want it to go anywhere. All right, so once you've done that, you are going to take it down to the opposite peg at the bottom. Now this is a front facing loom, so all your warp is going to be on this side. All your yarn is going to be on this side of the loom. So you're not actually going to be like wrapping it like this. We're going to be taking it from one peg, wrapping it around. My hands will work here. And taking it back up to the top to the next peg, and so on all the way across. Now your tension, it should be a little bouncy. See, it's not going anywhere, but it's still got a little bit of move to it. Keep going. And check your tension as you go, just making sure you're still keeping that kind of consistent bounce. If you find that you've checked it and you've got one that's really, really loose, I would suggest go ahead and backtrack. Try and, keep your tension on any of the looms that you've done prior to that, warps that you've done prior to that one, tight on the loom. And just redo it. You can do this as many times as you need to in order to feel like you've got it even. Like I said, this is very durable yarn. So as long as you're not cutting it shorter every time, you should have plenty to practice with. Okay, so you're probably nearing the end at this point. And I want to address something important before you go all the way to the end. You need to have even number of warp yarns. So I like to, even though I've warped these type of looms several times now, I always like to count it. There's nothing worse than starting a project and realizing you counted off by one number. So just go ahead and, do it. I just do it in little pairs, walk my fingers across. So as you'll see, I'm at an odd number right now. This loom actually has an extra peg, so we're not gonna go all the way to the final peg. What I'm gonna go ahead and do here is just warp it up one more time, bring it up. So you'll actually have one free warp peg. Go ahead and cut yourself a nice little tail here. Doesn't need to be super long, but you wanna have plenty to knot with. And just kind of, I like to wrap it around a couple times. There's really no exact science to it in my experience, just as long as it holds. Okay, so here is your warped loom.